My name is Chip Girl. Yes, you heard me right, Chip Girl. And is a type of technology that can do many things. One of them being opening a door. It also opens our bedroom door, as well as our office, as well as the drawers in our office. Our closet is chipped. And this is really cool. We can chip all of the doors. Look at it. We can even lock up our towels. See? We also chipped the gym. And the elevator. What the tech? Oh, whoops, it was already unlocked. Ta-da! We've also chipped the hallway and the cinema room. We also entertain a lot. So having a door and a door over there helps because we're able to lock it if we have parties and we don't want people to go on specific sides of the house. All it really is a form of technology that we can program to do cool things around our house.
Well, we've heard what my guests feel are benefits of human microchipping, but what about the concerns? Joining us on stage is Michelle Dennedy, CEO of PrivacyCode, Inc., and partner at Privactus Consulting, who is concerned about consumers' privacy. What are the concerns about human microchipping?
Yeah, so I think it's really important first to really define what do we mean by security and what do we mean by privacy, because there's issues for both of those kind of categories of problems. So privacy is really the ability to tell your own story, when you want, to whom you want, where you want. It's a very complex concept because it's not just what are you kind of booping at the door, it's what's being said about you in the data center behind you. So there's an entire sort of flow of information, that's privacy. Security is really the category of making sure you don't lose information or have someone get into the middle. So for example, what we call a monster in the middle or a man in the middle attack is when someone gets in between your chip information and the door and says this is no longer authenticated. Some of these early things, that's not really an issue. There's not a lot of data. There's not a lot of state. As soon as you start programming, the smarter the chip, the greater opportunity I have to hack it. And these folks are really pioneers and artists. And we need to have that exploration, I think, before this is something for everyone.
How is it any different if they have that on their phone or they have it on their laptop versus being in their body? What's the difference?
Part of it is just the ease of change. So you lose your credit card, you can snip, get a new one. It's a lot harder to cut out or something that's implanted. The other things are structurally the way we look at the data that's coming and emanating. So if you put something inside your body, you're now in a new category of liability. It's a different thing. In California, as of January 1st of 2023, if it's in my body, it's now biometric information, and it's prohibited unless there are very significantly small circumstances.
But can't they just, if they wanted to, for any reason, can't they just wipe that chip at any time and take all the data off of it?
Yeah, there's a lot of mitigating factors, and privacy and security are obviously concerns. But in general, when you're using a credit card to make payments or when you're using a key card, any of those modes, you think of the activity as doing the same thing, just a different form factor, a different shape. It's a device that's in your body and not in your pocket. I would say that probably the idea of having a slippery slope argument, well, in the future it'll be able to do all this stuff, is not really relevant. In particular, the idea of scanning it at range isn't really, it's a physics issue, it's not a software or technology issue.
Well, there aren't any batteries in these chips,
No
right?
batteries, no.
No batteries.
So you have to be really close.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw how close you have to be.
It's got to be almost touching. I mean, so that's why, and I think there's so much misinformation out there right now where people were like, oh, I can just walk by you with my phone and like swipe it past. I'm like, no, it's not that easy. And
directional.
It's exactly, and you have to know the orientation and everything. So it's like, even if somebody knew I had one, they would have to be physically in my space. There's no way they could do it without me feeling it or seeing what's going on. And they would have to know I had it. And then, I'm not putting anything on here that I don't want. I wouldn't want the public to see. I mean, I have public information on there. I think the worst things I was reading online after I had my video out there was people talking about physically cutting off my hand. They're like, well, you better not run into you because I cut off your hand and steal your car. I'm like, well, that's a whole different situation that we're dealing with then, if that's what we're getting to.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.